Hi everyone, in this video we're going to talk about 15 ways that we as parents can protect our children from growing up too fast. Surveys say that childhood now finishes at age 12. I can agree with that, and this is due to the pressures of modern day life. In the surveys, they show that more than 2/3 of parents felt that childhood ended before their children became teenagers, and 16% said it happened by the age of 10. Now that's something to think about. The survey claims that boys are under pressure to be more macho and believe that a person's appearance is their most important quality. Yeah, that's true, because a lot of boys are raised like that, where they have to always be macho, always have to be strong, courageous, emotionless. It depends on the household you grow up in. And girls, they become more body conscious at that age, and that's also due to a lot of peer pressure to be thin, to have an hourglass figure, to look pretty. And that's why you see a lot of girls wearing makeup and lipstick around this age too. So what can we as parents do to preserve our children's childhood and innocence? Encouraging imaginative play. So basically with that, it's encouraging creativity and creative play in your children by games and toys that encourage imaginative play and development. There's different games you can do. You can also teach them how to do crafts like crocheting, maybe knitting, teach them how to cook. That can be under imaginative play, because they're still being creative. You can be creative and be a cook, right? The next one, suitable clothes. Dress your children for play and to have fun. So don't dress them in like dress clothes, dresses, skirts. Children are meant to have fun. They're meant to get dirty. They're meant to be a little wild, right? They're kids. They're supposed to have fun. Don't dress them the way you want to dress them, because then that can contribute to them growing up too fast. Let them have their own downtime. Have unstructured playtime and chill time. So basically, let them be kids. Let them have time to themselves to color, maybe read a book, relax a bit. Don't schedule your children's activities during their free time, because they're going to get overwhelmed, and that could lead to them resenting you because they feel like they can't sit down and have a little time to themselves without them having to always be by you doing what you want. You have to give them some time for them to grow on their own too. Have computers in family areas. Keep TVs and computers out of children's bedrooms so you can see what they're watching. And this is actually very important, because the way the internet is, you don't want a 10-year-old accidentally clicking a link and then you see two people getting it on. And then they come down the stairs and they say, "Oh, I just found out where babies came from." And then you have to have that awkward conversation. So it's very imperative that you keep the TVs and the computers in the living room. You don't want to have a computer in their room and then, things can happen on the internet. Don't always have the TV on. Turn it off and let the children find things to do or games that they can play. The TV doesn't have to be in front of them at all times. Friends. Make sure your children get plenty of social time with other children, and teach them the skills of taking turns and sharing, and how to work out arguments and problem solving. You don't want to have kids turn into bullies, because this is kind of how it starts. They don't know how to share, how to work out problems, how to deal with the arguments. They could end up becoming bullies in the long run, and that can be bad for you too. Limit screen time. Work on how much time for your children to watch TV, or to play on the computer, play on the tablet, etc. For instance, you can limit the time that your child spends in front of an electronic screen, TVs, computers, phones, tablets, to 1 hour a day. Maybe 2 hours, but I would say 1 hour is probably good enough. Now, this one is actually very important too. Limit their homework. Always keep an eye on how much homework your child is getting each night. Make sure it's reasonable, and talk to their teachers if you think it's too much. Establish regular homework routines and make sure that the atmosphere at home is calm and unpressuring during exams. This can help them to study better, to sleep better, to prepare for their tests better. Help your child establish effective revision techniques and let your child set their own educational goals. Don't set your goals for them. Don't decide what schools you want them to go to, what you want them to be in the future. You have to let them grow and you have to let them decide what they want. But back to this homework thing. Monitor how much homework that your child is getting. I've had teachers give me, like, I don't know, a stack load of homework every night. Especially if you're in high school, for example, and you're taking 8 courses at once. That's a lot of homework. But that's a different story. Ignore pester power. Stick to your guns about what you feel is suitable for your child to see. How do you feel about your children watching adult programs or adult movies? Get Facebook before the age of 13. Playing age inappropriate games on the PlayStation or watching erotic music videos. Think about it. This one is pretty important too because you should stick to your feelings and only let them watch these things when you think they're mature enough to watch these things. Don't let them be 10 and watching videos of half-naked people dancing on YouTube. That gives a bad body image too. Adult supervision. Be careful about the homes your child visits. Some parents allow their child to watch adult movies, drink alcohol, or be completely unsupervised. Be sure that your child only goes to homes where there is responsible adults in charge. Make sure there's always time to talk. Have as many family meals as you can. Talk about everything from girls wearing makeup, digitally altering and airbrushing photos, and their certificate ratings for games and movies. Whatever you think your children would be interested in. As children grow older, you can discuss subjects such as intercourse, drugs, sexting, self-harm, smoking. Mealtimes are great to have a casual conversation about difficult subjects. Ask for your children's views on certain subjects and make sure to share your own so they don't feel like they're left out or that they can't relate to you. Parental controls is also a pretty big one too. Make sure you have proper parental controls on any computer or any electronic device that your child may come in contact with. You have to take responsibility for making sure your children don't accidentally or deliberately see disturbing sexual images on the internet. You need to keep careful tabs on what they watch, listen to, log on to, and play. Allow privacy, but also encourage openness. Allow children to have some privacy and to make mistakes. If you're constantly snooping on your child, you will earn their resentment and make them more effective at hiding things from you. And you don't really want to have a resentful child. If you want your children to be open and honest, make sure you treat their mistakes, opinions, and conversations with respect and calm. Don't be angry, don't yell, don't smash things. Be rational, because you'll make it worse on them if you do that kind of stuff. No subject should be off limits if you want your child to come to you when they have a problem. Be very open, right? If they're frightened of how you'll react, children are more likely to lie to your face. This one, pretty important too. Encourage a healthy body image. Be aware of pressure on girls and boys to have the perfect body image. Children, they need to know that they're okay the way they are. They don't need to change. They don't need to paint themselves to look differently, to get friends, to attract the opposite gender. If you can, avoid labels such as fit, pretty, or slim. Instead, use comments such as, "You look nice today," or "I love spending time with you." Find out from your children what they admire about people they look up to, and instead of diets, talk about healthy eating. And we're on the last one. Spend time with your child. Yes, you gotta spend as much time with them as you can, but also you have to give them their space too, right? Back to our privacy point. Be involved in your child's life. Spend plenty of one-on-one time with each of your children, and have fun together as a family. Make time to chat every day about their day, encourage their interests, and let children know that you love them just the way they are. We've come to the end of the video, and I'm going to end this video with a question. And the question is, do you think children are being forced to grow up too quickly? Let me know in the comments below if you think children are being forced to grow up too quickly. I can say from experience, I was forced to grow up pretty quickly, and it kind of messed me up too a bit. More so mentally. But I also gained a lot of responsibility. I learned routines. So I guess it wasn't that bad, but still, no child should have to be forced to grow up. And with that being said, I thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I'll see you in the next one.